And welcome back to Crypto Hulk Show. I know I have a good show lined up because I made two videos for this current video here, and those would not load. YouTube would not load my two short videos. It was about a minute long, something like that, minute and a half. They would not load for this show. So that's why I had to put out that little thing that said censorship. So unbelievable. I guess I must be right on the target because they're not letting these videos out. And I'm sure that this program here will not reach everybody that wants to see it. So we're going now. I got to contact my YT person and find out what the hell's going on again. But this just shows me I'm right on the target, and they don't want you guys to know. My name's Crypto Hawk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor. I just do deep dives, and I uncover stuff that the industry does not want let out, that the government does not want let out. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't even watch this show. And with that, let's get on with this. First 5 people are Jeremy the Great, Quarter Spoon, Henry Brown, Jersey Kathy, and Crypto Greek, and DOS Man. Now, Henry Brown, thank you for that donation to the channel. Marvin VZ, welcome to the entry-level membership. Antoine Maxwell, welcome to the entry-level membership. Very cool. YT had a survey posted under Hulk's video this morning. First time that's ever happened for anything I've ever watched. Oh. Stuart Lavelle talking about early birds. I think I posted the show and then around 8:00 p.m. Pacific time last night. Here for it. Okay. I'm going to start. I'm going to show you where I started the other day because I got 2 kind of deep dives for this show. Let's see how far I don't know how far I'll get into all this. But I got to start working right now. Here's where it started with Mercado Libre. Mercado Libre. We've gone over this one before. So now watch where this Mercado Libre goes, because I'm telling you what, it's going to go right into a super deep conspiracy that this channel does not want you to see, and the government does not want you to see. Okay, so we'll see how far this show goes before they probably pull it or they push the button and turn the show off or whatever. I started off my journey with something called Mercado Libre. I've talked about it before. It's Mercado Libre is a payments system. It's a store type thing. Mercado Libre. I did the Wikipedia on it. Just look at the price, $1,746. That's for one stock. It's like the most expensive stock you've never heard of, okay? They're out there talking about either Microsoft and this and that. No one's talking about Mercado Libre. And this thing's only going to go up. So if you're interested and I don't know if you can afford $1,746, but that's just for one. And this thing has not even taken off yet with the crypto. Let's dig in right here. Let's look at their Wikipedia page. Let's take a little look on who this company is. I did a little deep dive and it led me to something very amazing. Mercado Libre. In Spanish, it means free market. Known as Mercado Livre with the VRE at the end in Portuguese. is an Argentine company. Oh, headquartered in Uruguay. Oh, but look, they're incorporated in Delaware, just like Ripple and all the XRP fund too. Just all the secretive stuff. This Mercado Libre is a South American giant. Okay, it's an absolute giant of a company, headquartered in Delaware in the United States. It seems to me like a lot of this secretive stuff always comes out of Delaware. The company has operations not in the United States. Listen to this: Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, ole, Colombia, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador. But I can go on and on. A Delaware company. That's kind of telling you something right there. Okay. We go through here. It started in 1999. But the guy that started it, Marcos Galperin, he went to Stanford. Now, as we know, Peter Thiel and all these computer people that we're talking about, they all come out of Stanford. Crypto Hulk's opinion time. In Stanford, there is some kind of relationship with the United States government, and there is, I'm sure, undercover people working at that institution as professors that are working with three-letter agencies. I'm almost positive. And you got JP Morgan mixed in, the world's biggest bank, and Goldman Sachs. Both of these are Ripple partners. Goldman Sachs was there from day one as a Ripple partner. JP Morgan, oh, you got Banco Santander, Ripple partner. So you see all the Ripple partners there, okay? And he got to Stanford College. That's where Peter Thiel found Max Devchin, who basically invented crypto as we know it today, out of Stanford University, okay? Now, the trail, I'm not going to read the rest of this Mercado Libre, but they at one point worked with PayPal. Now, if you look on the right side, because we're going to go into Mercado Pago here in a second. If you look on the right side of this, you'll see Mercado Libre. Scroll down to where you see brands, BRANDS. If you look just to the right of that, oh, look, Mercado Pago. Okay, so now you know that they're connected. And I'm going to show you the Mercado Pago webpage today because I need to tie this in. My little investigatory work. Mercado Pago right there. The most profitable account in Brazil. So if you go to this and you scroll down just one page, the most profitable account in Brazil since day one, your money earns daily from day one and is always available. With the apps, you can have Pix, which is a payment system, credit cards, loans, and more. But it talks about earning money. I had a page, okay, the internet was getting real funny with this company, and I was loading things from a particular website, and it started getting all jittery. I'm telling you, I was loading stuff on Mercado Pago and Astropay and some things. We're going to look into this here in a minute. Astropay is tied in. We're going to go real deep down the rabbit hole here, but I'm going to keep moving. But 3 or 4 points, I click on some, and the damn web page is literally like jittering, okay? And when that happens, it's almost as if, oh, and then like a Google announcement thing popped up and says, you're not authorized to, it was like, whoa, they are really trying to bury this thing. I haven't really seen that too much happen with the jittering, except on my channel on YT. It was very kind of disturbing to see this happen on a regular website that I dig deep on to find stuff. It was literally jittering up and down. And I'm like, what the hell is this? That means the government's taking control over it and blocking my efforts to get information. So I know that I was on the right track. So I'm going to be clicking out of that. Next, we go into Circle, which is Stellar. So now Stellar is getting involved in this Mercado Pago thing, okay? JPM says, I'm Brazilian and I got say you are on point. That's what I do. I'm the deep dive person on the internet. The deep dive person. That's my job, technical job name. Okay, here's a Circle page. Circle is a stable coin for those people who don't know. Experience the power of USDC on Stellar. So now we know that Stellar and Circle are together. There's the evidence for that one. And copy. Here's something I found right here. Mercado Libre. This article came out earlier in the month. Mercado Libre, which is the Mercado Pago, it's all the same thing, different divisions of the same company. Mercado Libre reports 29 million in Bitcoin holdings, according to the SEC. What is Mercado Libre? You look down below under where it says highlights, it shows the largest e-commerce platform in Latin America. And this sucker's worth $1,700. Truly amazing. I've never even heard of this. That's why I wanted to show you all this. Now, we start getting into Latin America here. Here's an article that came out around 2014. Now we're going to bring in Astropay to all of this. Here's an article here, 2014. Notice how long this is. About 10 years ago. Damn, it's a long time, right? Shows you how long they've been working on this. I'm trying to show you that 10 years ago, Latin America was all hooked up. Or they started working on Latin America 10 years ago. You're going to be amazed at some of the stuff that they had. They had they were rolling XRP 10 years ago in Latin America. Oh, yeah. Latin America's latest Ripple Gateway launches in Brazil. RipX. It's called RipX, RIPPEX. This is the launch of the country's second Ripple Gateway. This is on CoinDesk. This is an article on CoinDesk. Anybody can look at it today. This article was like 10 years ago. Latin America's latest Ripple Gateway launches in Brazil, and they're talking about RipX. Now, if we scroll down to where the title reads, Leading the Latin American Market. It says, RipX is the second Ripple Gateway to enter the Brazilian market, following Ripple Latam, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. So what was the first Ripple Gateway in Brazil? Hold on. The first pretty much gateway was Ripple Latam. I've never heard of this up until I did my research. Ripple Latam was launched by Ripple 10 years ago, was launched by payment solution provider Astropay. I've never heard of them. So what Ripple did is they linked up with, this is what I've never heard in anybody's crypto program. You have a company called Astropay. That's who Ripple went to. Now, I'm not going to drill down deep into Astropay necessarily because I know what I'm going to find. Government connections, okay? And we're going to see something pretty miraculous here. Hopefully they don't take the show off the air. Because I'm going to show some stuff here in a minute, and it's going to make it get all jittery. Astropay to service customers in 7 markets: Argentina, Brazil, Chile, ole, Colombia, Mexico, Peru, and Uruguay. So you have a company called Astropay that controls that whole area as far as payments. You have Ripple's first gateway, which is Ripple Latam. So Ripple goes to Ripple Latam, who then works with Astropay, who controls all the stuff, okay? You won't have Ripple coming into a bunch of countries taking over. Ripple goes through like 2 people, Latam, who then goes to Astropay. So you got Ripple, and then you got Ripple Latam, who's in the middle, and then you got Astropay on the other end, who's really the boss, okay? But Ripple needed to introduce it to Astropay. Ripple Latam is like an intermediary, a trusted middle partner. So Ripple didn't just go directly to Astropay. They started with this company called Ripple Latam. There's like gateways you got to go through. If you want to get to Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, Peru, and Uruguay, if you want to get in there, you've got to work with the company that's already there. That's Astropay. But you can't get to Astropay unless you go through Ripple Latam. Now I'm going to make a video here. Well, let me do. Yeah, I'm going to do a video. Hopefully, so here you can see Ripple Latam. I'm just going to make a quick. And when was this? 2013. Okay, now I'm going to see if YT will actually allow me to post this video. Let me see here. There. Okay. The video showing uploading 0%. So there might be a deal where YouTube's not allowing me to upload videos. So let me try pictures now. See where I have to go to on this channel? They are that scared to death of Crypto Hulk that they will not load my videos. So I'm going to take a picture now. Two pictures. Let me go to my community page. Oh, wait. I think it might, well, no. Let's try the pictures. And then I'll let you know. It says the video is trying to load, but okay, now my phone is starting to not be able to load a photo. Okay, I see how this is going. I'll have to load it probably at a different time. What I was trying to show you is there's something called Ripple Latam, and I have the app. It was really tough to find this. There's barely anything on it at all. Like, it's really hidden. This Ripple Latam thing, it's like a ghost. You can't find anything on it at all. I was truly shocked. The only thing I did find, it says Ripple Latam is Ripple's first Latin American gateway. Ripple Latam will support Latin American currencies. And then down below talks about its copyright 2013. So 11 years ago, Ripple had something called Ripple Latam. And well, actually, Ripple partnered up with somebody in Brazil, and they started a company called Ripple Latam. I don't really know too much about this Ripple Latam because the internet doesn't have anything on it. And it's that's why it's almost, I mean, when I see stuff like that, that's government cover up. Okay. I can drill in and find stuff, but this sucker's like a ghost. And the fact that this platform won't allow me to load videos today because I'm dealing, like, I know something's up, okay, with governments and stuff, because I can't get a picture to load, I can't get a video to load, nothing. And that tells me right there that this is a big deal, because there's nothing on Ripple Latam. Like, really, like, I've looked around, I can't find this stuff. So Latam, Latin America. Oh, wait a second here. Hold on. I got somebody. Gotcha gave 5 people memberships to the channel. Bob was one. Jody Nadeau, I remember that name before. Murad Marzi. Murdad. Senores. Carl Bray. Those people got memberships from Gotcha. Then 5 Dennis 123. I see Astropay's cards are done by MasterCard. We're gonna get into that next. I don't know if any of my videos are gonna be able to load. Okay, the video loaded. So you can see the Ripple Latam. Go to what says videos. Go to my page where it says videos, and there you'll see Ripple Latam. Now, I don't know why. Okay, now I'm going to try. I'm trying to load photos, but for some reason my phone all of a sudden now just doesn't want to load a photo. Wow, how fucking stupid is that shit? Okay, let me try a video. I don't know why my phone's acting up. Well, I do know why. Because this fucking platform and all the government censorship. Right there. Okay. Now I made a video. In the video, whenever it loads, I can't wait. What we're looking at here is 2014 Astropay. Okay. Astropay is a virtual prepaid card accepted at hundreds of online stores integrated with Astropay. Simply register for free. Okay, what we have here is their partners. I want you to see who their partners were back then when they first started. GoDaddy.com was there. WorldPay, that goes all the way back to the beginning. WorldPay, that's a Astropay partner. Now this next one, I got to say it in code. Mount, and then I'm not going to say Gox, okay? That is massive right there. There's a crypto exchange. It's called Mount, and I won't say the word Gox, okay? That's what's so censoring this whole program right there. That phrase that I just said, it's unbelievable. Now, I made a video of what I just showed you there, and I don't see it loading onto YT at all. I'm telling you, they are ever since last night, like they are not allowing this information to go. Let me try it again. So it shows uploading to my videos. Let me try this. This is the frustrating part when I try to do a deep dive on something that's really cool and the censorship police just stop it. Okay, there's a video that I made. It's 7 seconds and it loaded in. You can watch that video. Go ahead and do that now. It shows the Astropay website 2014. And you look at the bottom there and you can see the World Pay, and then it waits a few seconds and it flips over and it shows Mount, and I'm not going to say Gox, okay? That's a big deal. Astro. So now let's look up Stellar. I'm gonna show you a Wikipedia page. Let's look at a Wikipedia page right now, and then I'll get to the donation that somebody gave me. MC Prosperity gave 5 people Crypto Hulk memberships. You got Artie Aguilera, XRP King Duck, who's been here before, and then Dave Stark. Those people got memberships on Crypto Hulk channel. James Kilby, thank you very much for that donation. Appreciate that. Really helps out this channel. Yeah, he likes tequila. I like Don Julio Añejo and Patron Añejo. Let me look right here. Okay, here's Stellar. Now, why am I showing you? Go to history. Go to Stellar. Okay, now look here. Stellar, the first paragraph, it's a Delaware nonprofit corporation. Delaware. See that? Something's going on with the Delaware and the secret. I really feel something with the state of Delaware. There's something in there where they allow secretive corporations, especially with government secret stuff. In the next paragraph, you see history. Talks about 2014. Jed, and I'm not going to say his last name, McCaleb, founded, listen to this, Mount, and I'm not going to say Gox. Oh, yeah. There we go. So there's your tie-in. Stellar is tied in to Astropay because Astropay, I showed you, had Mount, and I'm not going to say Gox, as one of their sponsors. So they're working together. So Stellar was working with this Astropay thing, in 2014. So there's your proof right there. Let me check to make sure you guys got that one. John Corson, thank you very much for that. Appreciate your donation and your regular viewership. So there was Stellar. So now we're back to Astropay again. Now here's 2014 Astropay. Let me make another video. Now I want you to look at their partners right here. HSBC, Ripple Partner. Santander, Ripple Partner. Itaú, Ripple Partner. That one I can't quite read. Brazil. But BBVA, Ripple Partner. Now notice this page here. Then we go to this page here. Oh, Visa. And what, this is 2016, 2 years later. Now look at the partnerships. Visa is a total Ripple partner and MasterCard, American Express. Let me load these in so you can see them. Okay, I sent I sent that video. It's going to take a couple minutes to load in. Brand new people, why is this important with Visa and MasterCard? Visa spent literally like $1.5 billion on Ripple technology. It was not in 2014 that we know of. I read the article where it was later after that, but still, we know that Ripple. Now, we know that Santander, Itaú, HSBC, Ripple hired an HSBC top executive back then in the old days. We know that Mount, and I'm not going to say Gox, that's Stellar, but you've got Visa, MasterCard, they're like completely Ripple partners like you won't believe. MasterCard's actually helping Ripple come up with a card. So that's actually public news. That's how deep, and this is 2016. This is 8 years ago. What I'm showing you in a video, which you're going to see here in a minute. Now, for those that don't know, here's Wikipedia page. Dirt Road Trucker. Thank you very much for that donation there, buddy. Appreciate that, because Ripple's, you got Google doing everything they can to shut this program down. I should have 500-600 people, 700, and there's 280. So you already know. And it was an open show. It wasn't like a private show. So they're doing so much stuff so people can't watch the show. They don't want you to see this, what we got going on today. Mount, and I'm not going to say Gox. This was a website. This was a crypto exchange. Now, I got to be careful how I say this because the YT censorship stuff. I'm not trying to lose this particular show, so I'm going to be very careful how I say it. It's called Mount, and I won't say Gox, okay? It was launched in 2010, the year right after Bitcoin. Think about that. It was a Bitcoin exchange. Oh, now listen to this. You got Bitcoin that came out probably middle of 2009 or so, maybe late. I don't know. Then all of a sudden, there's this guy. You look under founding. Look under founding. And you'll see a name, Jed, and I'm not going to say McCaleb. He's the one that started Stellar. He's also the one that started XRP Ledger. Okay. This guy named Jed somehow starts a crypto exchange that sells Bitcoin within probably 6 months of Bitcoin being invented. Now we're starting to get into some interesting stuff here. All I'm talking about here is conspiracy. Mount, and I'm not going to say Gox, was a Bitcoin exchange that, okay, so here's what happened. So ever since this exchange, I'm not going to read the whole history. There's quite a bit on this crypto exchange again. If you could read for about 20 minutes on this, I'll tell you the short version and look for the video. Let me see if the video's up. They're probably not going to load the video. It shows that it's loading, but it looks like it's taking forever. Yeah, they're not really going to allow. We'll have to check out it later. That's what's expected. I knew for yesterday that this would happen on this particular program. So the Gox thing is this. It was a crypto exchange that got hacked, and hundreds of millions of dollars are stolen. The guy named Jed never gets in trouble at all. So what he allegedly did, there was theft off of this machine, this exchange, from almost from day one. Now, some people say that Jed started it and was stealing from day one. But here's the deal: Jed sold it and walked away, and it didn't not right after he did that, boom, it all collapsed. Okay. So he sells all this. It's been hacked from day one. According to what I was reading here, there's hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins over the years. The government gets involved. Oh man, the government gets involved, all the agencies, but Jed never gets in trouble. And then Jed goes off and gets the stellar crypto site going, and he leaves Ripple. At this point, I don't know where he was with Ripple. I know that he kind of got fired from Ripple and then started Stellar. Meanwhile, the Mount, and I'm not going to say Gox, exchange is burning in a warehouse fire, and he's just walking away. Nothing ever happens to this guy. Ripple goes through a lawsuit with Gary Gensler. Let's fast forward this 6 years later, 7, 8 years later. Okay. Ripple goes through this lawsuit. The whole time, Jed is selling off his crypto in a wallet. They called it Taco Stand. That was the name of it. For like a 2-year period, this dude's selling off his crypto while Ripple's going through a lawsuit and the government's claiming it's a security, but Jed is selling off all of his crypto. Not one time did any government person shut down Jed's wallet, speak with him, maybe tell him, hey, stop selling your crypto because it might be a security. Nope, nothing happens to this guy. And I'm not going to get into too much more. A lot of people say he's related to somebody in a very high up government, or I don't want to say the name of the global agency, but his family's a part of some type of global agency, which I won't get into. That's where I got to stop talking about this stuff because it starts getting real nasty. So that's what I found when I looked into Mercado Libre. And here we are right here discussing this. Where are we at? 38 minutes. Okay. Wayne Williams. Awesome show. Simply amazing. The information as usual. Right on. Yeah, it looks like they're not loading that video. That video shows up as 0. Okay. Well, I had to just tell you verbally what it was. Maybe the video will load. Maybe it never will load. That's one of the things that I saw. Now, I did look up. I went online and looked up that exchange, Mount, and I'm not going to say Gox. Nothing would pull up. It showed up in 2013 and I think 2012. and then all the way up through 2014. But when I clicked on to get the information, it wouldn't let me get it. And that's when the Google tab popped up and said, Google unauthorized this site, da da da. I'm like, damn. So you can't find anything on it. Now, what does that tell me? Well, because I go to a website that is like free speech and they have a lot of stuff there. But when you have Mount, I'm not going to say Gox, scrubbed off your server or whatever it is, that means there's government involvement. Okay. That's a very high level of power to do some shit like that. Because this particular website that I go to, Underpass 61, Jed owns Vast, which builds orbit condos for Elon. He's in the space industry as well. Jed is the slipperiest son of a bitch in crypto. Right. Oh, Dennis, 5Dennis123. Thank you very much for that donation. Apparently, they recovered some of the money. Jeb had a big deal with Wells Fargo. Wells walked when the first reports came out. Jed and Chris had massive sparks, personal relationship conflicts. Right. I kind of had a feeling of that when I was first in crypto 4 years ago. I knew that Jed left. MC Prosperity, thanks for that donation. $2.99 for Stu's anger towards YouTube. Yeah, this show is really, they shut it down so you guys can't learn. Firefly Aerospace. MC Prosperity, it wouldn't let me put in FU. Oh, wow, YT in a message. When I took that out, it allowed me to send it out. These bastards are watching. Yeah, there's somebody right now personally assigned from a 3-letter agency to watch my channel. I'm almost positive of that. They're babysitting Crypto Hulk. That's what they're doing. So when I looked up, because I looked up Jeb is deep cover. Yeah, he is. He's working with some government agency on the crypto to bring it. Because look, this whole Mount, and I'm not going to say Gox thing, there's some kind of very deep, strong government intervention in that. And I don't know how deep, whatever it is, either they funded something or maybe they decided to have some free reign and make a couple $1 billion or something. I don't know. I don't know if it was. I just don't know. I know the government's involved because when I tried doing a deep dive on that crypto exchange, it wouldn't pop up. Then I got this Google disclaimer that popped up on the top of the screen. And it said something like Google ended authorization for this website, whatever it is. It wouldn't let me access it. So I'm like, my God. So that's how I know this is 3-letter agency deep. Same thing with the Ethereum. Okay. The Ethereum is like a project the government allowed along with Ripple and Bitcoin. These are government projects. That's the only thing that I could figure out. Like with the Ethereum, how do you get away selling illegal securities? They had it on a website. They took it down, but I was able to take it back up. That's what I showed, the Ethereum stuff. That's a government project as well. Nobody gets in trouble. Nobody goes to jail. Of course, it's over 7 years later. So even if it was investigated, which it won't be, this was all a project to see how it works. That's my opinion. And what they did is they allowed, maybe the developers got wiser quick, and the developers were able to do something, make money, and the government didn't know. The government just wanted information. I don't know. But whatever it is, it wasn't. Vitalik Buterin is part of this plan because he's also working with the Red Dragon country. I won't mention their name, but the Red Dragon country, he worked for them, helping advise and assisting them. You don't think he helped and advised us? You think he did this? Our own government set up what we know as Ripple China. Oh man, Crypto Hulk said it. Think about that. Has any other channel taught you this kind of information? Our own government set up Ripple Russia. They had rippleru.com. They have their own website, ripplerussia.com. So think about this. Government's involved in all this stuff. It's involved in this crypto exchange. I don't know what the whole purpose was, but that's what I wanted to show you today. Kathy K gave somebody a membership. And of course, I can't see who it is now because Google has shut this thing down. But one person will be getting a message here, a membership. Wells Fargo wanted to be the first bank to sell crypto, says Dennis. Dennis, CoinDesk article 2015. $45-minute mark. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this. Let me do a copy paste. I'm gonna burn through a deep dive. Somebody click on that link. Click on that link and see if it works. Let me know if it works. Somebody, anybody. Yes, it works. Okay. Now you can see what I'm seeing. What we have here, and I'm going to go through this fast. This is really a 45-minute, 30-minute deal. I'm going to try to get it done in 10 to 15. So I'm going to leave out a lot of stuff. What we have here is the BIS. They made a paper. Who's the BIS? They're the bank of all banks. Okay. What do we see here? A picture of the globe with a bunch of three-dimensional objects in outer space. I believe what we're seeing here is like the satellites linking everything up. These people know what's going on. They know how the end game is. That's why they're showing us. A year, 5, 10 years down the road, people will look back and say, oh, look, they had a plan for the whole everything. What we don't know now, if you and me look at this, we don't know that all that space stuff, all those dots and lines and stuff around there is all satellite stuff because they know that this goes into outer space. And the BIS is the Bank of International Settlements. They're the boss of all the banks in the world. Okay, they tell the banks of the world what to do. This is how big this is. And guess what? Ripple's a partner of the BIS. Okay. We scroll down page 2. Let's go to page 3, page 4. Page 4 highlights. All I'm going to do is read the highlights. I'm not going to say third paragraph, this, that. I'm limited for time here. Under highlights, but recent advancements in technology may increase the efficiency and decrease the cost of such arrangements. What they make clear here in this paper is they want a very efficient crypto. Proof of work is not that, okay? And they want something where it's very decreased cost, cheap payments. You'll see in here they use the word cheap payments. That won't be Bitcoin and Ethereum, okay? It says public and private actors can cooperate or develop competing systems. Under introduction, I have highlighted opportunities are emerging to facilitate the integration of fast payment systems through interlinking existing systems or establishing common platforms. Oh my God. Now we're talking about interlinking, interoperability. That's not Ethereum and it's not Bitcoin. They talk here about a common platform. I think we all know where this goes. That's the XRP ledger. They talk right here also on page 4 under the title introduction. They talk about ISO 20022, not Ethereum, not Bitcoin, okay? They mentioned something briefly here about Project Nexus. Here's Project Nexus right here. We're moving fast here, so you can watch this later if you want at your own time to slow it down. Deck Billy. I can't send a donation with anything that says Rumble. Oh, wow. They're really watching this channel, you guys. I'm just letting you know, like, I'm taking hits. I know I only got 280 people here. Should have 800, but I'm doing what I feel is important to show you. So when you start hearing dummies out there saying, oh, they're not going to use XRP or Ripple's only 50 cents, it's not being used. Here is Project Nexus. It deals a lot with the Asian countries, I believe. And I already showed that the other day. They're all Ripple partners. I broke that down in my other video. But I just wanted to show you this BIS page right here. Actually, that's probably what I'm looking at right now. Oh, here's Project Nexus. My mistake. This is what I wanted to show you. I'm kind of moving a little too quick. And so there's a Project Nexus. Working talks about 60 countries have already had instant payments. When was this dated? Anyhow, it talks about Bank of Indonesia. I already showed you. Okay, so Project Nexus is, I already went over this, the countries involved. Yesterday or the day before, I went over the 10 Asian countries. I'm just going to briefly say here, Bank of Thailand is Ripple partner. Singapore is a Ripple partner. I already showed you about the Philippines, has all kinds of Ripple stuff there. Indonesia, there's something called Ripple Indonesia. I've showed you guys that over and over. So basically, Project Nexus is a majority of all Ripple partner countries running payment systems on a test mode. Let me go back to my original. So that's Project Nexus. Let's go to page 5. Page 5 talks about payment infrastructure integration is equally about defining a common operational framework. Listen to this. A common operational framework for transacting, clearing, and settling cross-border. This is the theme of this BIS paper. What is this paper supposed to do, Crypto Hulk? Okay, it's a 20-page report, and it's showing you how the BIS, which is the Bank for International Settlements, how is this global organization going to get all the banks in the world set up with a common operational framework? There you go. With cheap payments, cross-border, no errors, no proof of work where you have to wait sometimes 10 minutes for a transaction. Okay. All this stuff has to be fast, cheap payments. That's the word. Okay, look here. Page 5, bottom of the paragraph. It says cheap and fast. That's their words, not mine. Cheap and fast cross-border transactions can also broaden the access, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's what they're looking for. Fast is not when Bitcoin gets bogged down and it takes an hour for a transaction. That's not fast. That's not going to work. Ethereum, same thing. Fast means less than 5 seconds. Every single time. I don't care if this network gets busy. No. That's why Ethereum will never work, okay? Let's go down to page 6. It talks about under models of integration. It talks about front end and then the back end. If you're interested, I've heard those terms. The front end is the front end of a payment is when you approach a bank and say, "Hey, I want to send this," and then the back end is what you don't see how they actually get it done. Page 7. It says the section's titled "Size and Nature." Cross-border interlinking. So they're talking again about interlinking. Look, Bitcoin and Ethereum cannot interlink with any other cryptos, okay? It needs a bridge. Now, that's where Ripple has the Ethereum virtual machine bridge. That would help Ethereum interlink, but then again, it's using Ripple. It's like this again. Here we go. It's the XRP highway. You're in a Lamborghini, but you're on a tow truck. And that tow truck, on the side of it says XRP tow truck, but it's driving on the XRP highway. Like, why mess with the Ethereum Lamborghini that's on a tow truck? Just drive your own Ripple car. See what I mean? So Ripple will come up with things to help Ethereum do stuff, but then again, it always goes back to Ripple. And that's what we're seeing here on page 7. Talks about greater economic integrate. Everything's talking about integrating, interlinking, common platform, fast payments, cheap payments. That's like a theme of this whole 20-page paper. We go to page 8. They're talking about regulatory environment. What crypto is always dealing with the regulators, and that's XRP. What it talks about central banks. What crypto is always dealing with central banks? That's XRP. It's not going to, if they don't meet with Ethereum, none of that stuff. Page 9. Okay, go to page 10. In the first paragraph, you can read the rapid development of FPS, faster payment systems. See, all this stuff is about being fast and cheap. And that's not Bitcoin or Ethereum, okay? With their $4 average transaction costs on Ethereum, or whether it's $1 or $4. People want to move money that costs not even a penny. So in Ethereum, sometimes it can cost you $100, $500. So I'm not getting into all that. We all know. Talks about on page 10, Project Buna, B-U-N-A. Buna is like a payment system with the Arab Monetary Fund. Starts talking about Africa in here. I'm not going to show you all the stuff I've shown already, where you got Onafric, O-N-A-F-R-I-Q. That's Africa. On page 11, it talks in the top right corner, it talks about the clearinghouse. If you look up, the clearinghouse is a Ripple partner. They're working with FIS. Ripple partner FIS is working with the clearinghouse to settle trades and stuff. So this whole thing, okay, what I'm going to do is speed up. I'm not going to start pulling it out. I'm not going through all these things. Even if I do it fast, the thing's still going to take me 20 minutes. What I basically saw in this report, hold on, Dennis has some 10-second rule or no dice in Europe. 5 Dennis, 1, 2, 3. I thought it was 6 seconds. You're saying 10, so maybe 10, but I could have sworn I heard it has to be processed in 6 seconds or less. Dev Woos, thank you for that donation. Great work, Crypto Hulk. Do you see XRP going up and coming down after the bull run? See, these are things I don't pay attention to that. And decoupling and all that. Just look, what I do is I look at what cryptos are worth it. Like, I don't trade. Like, get in, buy this, sell it, wait, buy. I don't do that. So I'm not even going to comment on that. All I do is deep dive, show you connections, and then you decide which cryptos you want to buy and hold. And then one day when they decide to turn the green light on, then that's when you get rich. So that's how I don't get into coming up and down. I don't do that stuff. So yeah, I can't answer that question. Billy, deck Billy. So to wrap up this 20 pager, what I noticed from about the middle of the page to the end is you got the World Bank mixed up in this, okay? The BIS works, the Bank of International Settlements works with the World Bank. The World Bank called Ripple a stable coin. Ripple's XRP, a stable coin. You got Ripple as a partner with the BIS. So Ripple's, you see what I mean? Like Ethereum's not a partner of this. Bitcoin's not a partner of this. What are these two agencies doing? They're getting all the framework set up for all the banks in the world to utilize cryptocurrency on a common platform that's interoperable, that does cross-border payments, that deals with the banks and regulation. I mean, this is just straight up XRP. I mean, they don't need to mention XRP in here. We can see what they're talking about. They're looking for, I mean, this is not hard to think of. Two international global agencies that are partners with Ripple are talking about what? Cross-border payments. They're talking about fast and cheap payment systems. Well, that's Ripple. It's 2 to 5 seconds and costs 0.000031 cents. I mean, it's almost nothing. It's a common platform that can be interoperable. That's what the XRP ledger is. There's no other ledgers that are interoperable. And we can go on, but at the end of the day, this comes down to a Ripple platform. What these two global agencies are doing is trying to get all the banks in the, because they're in charge of all the banks in the world. These two agencies that are working with Ripple, this is a fact, they're not working with Bitcoin or Ethereum. These two agencies are public, they published this paper showing us how they are trying to get all the banks in the entire world to come together on a common platform that's interoperable, that's fast and cheap, so they can send money all around the world. That's basically what this report's about. It gets pretty deep in there because they've got to check the regulations for different areas. What some countries will do, and we all know this, like the Asian countries and Project Nexus, a lot of these countries are going to click up, okay, form their own payment system, but guess what? It all lays on top of the XRP ledger. These countries may have a closed walled garden kind of a barrier around their little group of countries, but guess what? It's going to be sitting on the XRP ledger, and then they will have to interact with other countries in the world. So they can have their own little payment system. You can call it whatever, JP Morgan coin, but guess what? It's going to sit on the XRP ledger. Okay. And those countries themselves can shoot their little JP Morgan coins. These little 10, 15 countries can all do that. But at the end of the day, that shit's going to move around the world using XRP as a bridge. Okay. Again, you don't have to send somebody the XRP. It could be America sending Canada, and Canada wants it in Canadian dollars, let's say, right? So then America sends Canada money, and it converts in 2 to 5 seconds into a Canadian dollar. There you go. So that's what XRP is. It's a bridge. Okay, it's not designed to take over any nation's currency. It converts into whatever it's needed to. That's how this works. And there's liquidity hubs that helps the conversion. So that's basically what this big old paper was. I read it, took me a couple hours to go through it all. And I have a lot of slides that I'm not going to show right now because I don't have the time. But I wanted to show you that. Yeah, the World Bank calls Ripple a stable coin. Ripple partner FIS clears up with the clearing, teams up with the clearinghouse. it shows Buna, which is the Arab Monetary Fund payment system. We know Ripple's all up in that. The Arab Regional FinTech Group mentions Ripple. There's a Wrath of Conman article is going to show. Look, it's all tied into Ripple. Ripple partners with Anafric throughout Africa, all through Africa. There's your tie in there. And that is where I'm going to hold this off. 5 Dennis 123. Thanks, AC Cobra. Coinbase now has XRP. Big news. Oh, wow. That's very cool. XRP moves in 3-6 seconds, but Europe just went with 10, cuts off Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah. All right. I got to go. Yeah, this show is over at this point. Your 2 deep dives, I try to squeeze those in. Just be confident that Ripple is there. The whole world's being built around the XRP ledger. That's just how it is. And there's going to be other cryptos that are good, of course, and they can do amazing things. But you got your 3 main cryptos, XRP, XLM, and XDC. And they serve different purposes, but they all work together. And then the other cryptos out there, whether it's Chainlink, whatever, they assist. So can you get rich on any of these cryptos? I think so. But they have to be the ISO because those are the ones that are going to be used. So if it's an ISO 20022, now some of them are going to trick you and they're not going to be ISO until like the very last minute. And then, of course, then they pump and whatever. So it's like, I don't get into all that stuff. It's just, I look at, like if I was somebody, and it's Crypto Hulk, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't listen to anything on the show. Everything's a lie. Okay. But a lot of these cryptos, they might hit $1,000 or whatever. I don't know if it's a solid use case. They have good development teams. They're ISO and stuff. Absolutely. H-bars, same thing. It's massive. Anyway, I got to go. I'll see y'all in my next broadcast, which might be tonight. I don't know, but I will see.